So, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Hello, yes. What a wonderful day. So, could I just remind everyone to please silence your cell phone or turn off your cell phone, just so those aren't going off, given we have so many people in the room. That would be really appreciated. We have hearing-assisted devices, so if anyone is having a challenge hearing, we have a number of hearing devices, so if you need one, just raise your hand, and Chuck at the back of the room is going to kindly bring one to you. Does anyone need one? Down the front, we'd like two down here, please, Chuck, if we can, in the front row. And a couple up here in the back row too, Chuck. Whitney, could you help me out by just keeping an eye on who needed them? Thank you so much.
And we have to thank our education partners for being able to buy some more of these hearing devices, because last month we had 8 of them and they were all checked out. So now we're up to 17 of them. So we really appreciate the education partners.
Yeah, a round of applause for our education partners. Thank you. Water's in the back corner. If anyone is thirsty, there's water by the back exit door, my right. So we have a couple of new education partners and a lot of returning education partners. So without them, we wouldn't be able to run this program. They financially contribute to pay for this beautiful room we're in and all the technology at the back that makes this all happen. So you'll get to meet the new ones as you mingle outside. And today's topic, the truth about travel adventures for every ability and budget. Are we all in the right room? Are we all here for travel? I did not expect so many people here for travel.
But Brett dressed in his holiday clothes because
I'm ready.
I told him as he was getting dressed this morning, a suit and tie just does not work for travel, unless it's business travel.
I was ready to start packing my suitcase because there's some great things we're going to learn today, but Annette said, no, I can't pack my suitcase. Where are we going with this next?
No, the video.
Video, yes. Did anyone see the little video promotion that we did for this seminar? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? A few of you. Yeah, so we decided this year for each seminar, Annette and I, or one of us, would shoot a little short video kind of telling you a little bit about the upcoming seminar. Guess how many takes it took us to get that video right? 1. You're so kind. We wish. It's like, okay, again. Yeah, I think it took like 6, 7, 8, 9.
Who's counting?
Who's counting? Yeah. So we'll keep doing that every month to give you a little flavor for what we're going to be talking about. We have, I think, 60 new people here in the room today. So thank you to everybody who invited a guest, brought someone along. We really appreciate that. That's amazing, 60 new people here at the seminar series. I would like to have my panelists come up and join me. Dolores, Sue, Patty, could you come up here? Hi, Sue. Thank you so much for being here. Very good. Patty, Dolores. So, Dolores, could I perhaps start with you? Could you introduce yourself to the audience, why you're here today, who you represent, a little bit about your background?
Of course. Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Dolores Ward-Cox. I am the Executive Director for the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute, also known as OLLI, at the University of Nevada, Reno, under the Sanford Center for Aging. So we serve adults of all ages, but our programs are tailored to those 50 years and older. We offer programs, lectures, ongoing interest groups to include foreign languages and book discussion groups. We offer outdoor activities that include, anywhere from kayaking in the summer to snowshoeing in the winter, cycling and walking groups. And then part of the extension of our mission is tour and travel. So we offer regional, local, as well as international travel through our membership. And so this truly helps folks feel like their healthy aging lifestyle, helping with socialization. So that's what the impact OLLI has. And I'm really happy to be here today. I see a lot of OLLI members out in the audience. Could I just get a show of hands of how many OLLI members are here today? Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Dolores. Welcome. Patty. It's great to have you back, Patty. I think we had you here 6, 7 years ago at our previous venue.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
well
And it was
overdue.
not in this room, and it was not this many people. So welcome, everyone. Good morning. My name is Patty Drake, and I'm owner of Patty's Tours. We're a local tour company here in Reno, and we work mostly by choice, it's my choice, with seniors. 60, well, everyone is invited to come, but I tend to market more towards 60 and above, 55 and above, but everybody's invited. And I wanted to do a big shout out to Ollie because they were a huge instrument in why I started Patty's Tours. You gave us the opportunity to combine education and entertainment together. And to me, that is what we try to do as well. We want to learn things, we want to go to fun places, and we also want to learn as well. Yes? So I think that's it.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patty. Sue.
Hi, my name is Sue Bettesini. I've been working at Morningstar in Sparks for the past 5 years. Actually, 2 years ago, I retired. And I really got bored. I really missed my residents. So they were so glad when I came back. I just got back from Hawaii, so I'm very tired. But we do activities that they like to do. We paint, we do crafts, we exercise, and we do have happy hour for anyone that can drink. Yeah, I think that's pretty much well it, right?
Thank you, Sue. So maybe I could start with you, Sue. What are some of the misconceptions we have as we age regarding travel?
The misconception is a lot of residents, a lot of seniors are afraid to travel. If you call in advance, they do accommodate you. And that's what we do at Morningstar. If they want to go to a certain place, we call and ask, what we have residents that are limited mobility. So they usually accommodate us. We've gone to concerts, and we usually get the front row. That's where all the seniors go.
Awesome. Patty, misconceptions as we age about travel. I'm too old, I can't go anywhere.
No, we ask ourselves a couple of things. One is it's too expensive. Can't do it. Where am I going to find the time? Who's going to take care of my dog while I'm gone, or my partner, or my mother or father? And the other misconception is there's so many things to see and do and go. Where do I go? What would be some place that I would like to go to? So can be very overwhelming. And none of that is true. We're here to tell you that. Thank you,
Patty. And on the second page of your handout, you'll see some truths listed, and I'm kind of displaying them on the screen as we go along. But just have a look at those. Sometimes we have limiting beliefs that we can't do something. So we've put some truths that apply to the majority of people that are like holding back from getting out and about and doing things. So Dolores, what are some other misconceptions?
Yeah, and truly, some people feel that, the misconception is that travel has to be expensive, physically demanding, or even international to be meaningful. Whereas you can do local and regional travel and it can be just as meaningful. So that, I think, is the hugest misconception for folks. Is just, okay, so if we decide to travel, we have to do it big and it has to be, far away or super expensive to do it. But we can do little day trips, which is why we have such a great panel here today to share with you some tips and tools of what you can truly do and travel here locally. And then at Ollie, travel is lifelong learning in motion. So it's all about curiosity and a community. So that's how I feel with the whole misconception question.
Can one of my team write that down? Travel is lifelong learning in motion. I love that. Yeah, it's so appropriate. So I think of some of the clients like Annette and I have helped. For those who don't know us, we have a real estate business and we help people downsize and we have a move management team. But a lot of people say to us, I can't travel because I'm looking after our house. There's so much to do, the garden and the house and cleaning and everything. But we've had many, many clients who have downsized to something more manageable like a condo or into one of our senior living communities, and it's totally opened up life then to travel. They can just close the door and off they go traveling, and I think that's cool, lifelong learning. Yeah, awesome. So maybe Dolores, I could start, well actually, let me start with travel. So Patty, you're a travel agent. When do I need a travel agent and when don't I? Help us with that.
Sure. The question is, when do I need a travel agent and when do I not? For those that are very familiar with your computer and you like to do the research, I love to do the research. It's the best part of my job. But if you're comfortable with the computer and you know how to work your way through the car rental, the airline, the condo, the hotel, I would encourage you, because that's part of the travel experience, is getting ready for it, getting excited about it, and you get to talk about it. For when you are looking for guidance on how to do that, you would call your local travel agent. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of travel agents left. The airline and the hotel stopped paying commission, which is how travel agents earned their living, so off went the travel agents. But there are folks out there. I know AAA is out there. Ollie is doing a wonderful trip. Of course, myself. But if you're comfortable, bottom line, if you're comfortable with the computer, I say go for it, and you love doing that research. If you get caught up in the research and you get overwhelmed, give us a call. We'll walk you through it.
Who loves being on their computer doing all the research? Oh, a surprising number of people. I'm not one of those. It just takes for so long. So if I just call you, Patty, is it going to cost me an arm and a leg, a fortune, to have you organize the trip for me?
Okay, so let's clarify one thing. I am a tour operator / travel agent. So a tour operator is someone that creates and designs tours, puts people on those tours, and then those tours operate. However, I have a lot of folks that we travel with. They call me up and they say, Patty, I don't know how to book my airline. I don't know how to travel. Can you guide me to getting to Europe? And I will help and assist. I also have folks that I work with that specialize in, say, Disneyland vacations. I specialize in cruising, that also specialize in Europe. Good? That answer the question? So call me.
So as you said,
website.
your organization is Patty's Tours, and I saw you had one going out of Florida south. Help me with the place, Cuba, correct?
Yes,
so I could sign up and you just take care of everything. I just show up literally.
Yeah, whether it's a day tour, multi-night, international, or cruise, it is all created and designed for you. We do door-to-door, pretty much door-to-door. If you need to be picked up at your home, I will hire a private car or meet you at the airport. Whether I'm with the group or I am sending them I'm going to send you to a place where you're going to meet a tour leader. So all of our tours are what they call fully escorted. Yes? And a lot of the tours, we also like to give you plenty of free time. So we don't want to make you busy every day while you're in London. We want to give you some afternoon time so you could go and explore on your own. So that's the tour operator side. Then as a travel agent side, I would guide people on, okay, this is what you want to do. I will book it for you. Normally I don't even charge, just because there's not a lot of work involved, right? But then again, I would love for you to jump on one of my tours.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So my last question for the moment is, are all travel agents, tour operators created equal? Created equal. Are they all the same? Does it matter who I call?
Yeah, you asked me that question last week. So are travel agents all created equal? No, they're not. Think about it. We're all human beings. No one is created equal. We're all different. So you want to have whoever you're working with in your travel design or your travel plans, you want to talk to them. Let them know what you're looking for, what your vision is, how that person can make it happen. We want to get to know you. Yeah, so I'm not going to put you, once I talk to you and you tell me you want to go on a 7-day cruise with some local touring, I'm not going to sign you up for rock climbing. Yeah? Okay, so we want to get to know you. So are travel agents all the same? No, everyone is different. give that, if you have a travel agent, I'm sure you've had that relationship for quite a while. So work with them. If you're looking for a new travel agent, there are opportunities out there. I know AAA has a good travel program going. And then I do have in my pocket some travel agents that work with individuals as well. So everyone's different. Get to know them, especially before you hand them over your money.
Thank you, Patty. The reason I have Patty up here is she has some raving fans here in the audience that just totally sing her praises. And I know Patty looks after us as we're aging and some of the challenges some of us have as we age. So that alone makes you different, Patty, that you're cognizant of, we have different needs than someone who's in their 30s. Yeah, wonderful. So Sue, how does a senior living community, whether it's yours or one of the other ones here in their community, approach travel? How is that different to what Patty just talked about?
We are different. We don't go to planes or anything like that. But we do have families that go on vacation and they want to bring mom. And they usually accommodate mom in the airplane or to a cruise. But we do have buses. We take everyone to their appointments, or they want to go shopping, we'll take them to shopping. Our residents' age are from 70 to 100. And we do have one gentleman that's 100 years old and still active and loves to go cruising in his BMW. So, yes. So there shouldn't be any limitations to our residents. We like to take them, we take scenic drives, we do car karaoke, we take them to Pyramid Lake. We also have, I had a resident that asked me that she wanted to see the beach because she lived across the beach. And I felt that we need to do this. And she is in memory care. So we put together the bus and everyone in it, wheelchairs, walkers, canes, they all came. We did have a caregiver with us. And we took her to the Marina Beach. And they loved it. They wanted to go put their feet in the water. And we also had a barbecue. We have a miniature barbecue that we brought out there. They had hot dogs and hamburgers. They just want to go out. They need to be outside. Especially during the wintertime, there's really not much to do. We can't take them for walks, but we do take them to museums and concerts. So, yeah.
So it sounds like you do all the planning and organizing. I just show up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you don't even have to worry about how you're going to get there because we have a bus that is able to bring our walkers and our scooters and our
So my mobility is not going to limit me? There's still things for me to be able to do?
No, it's not going to limit you. We usually, if we want to go someplace, if the resident wants to go someplace, and we know that there's limitations, she's in a wheelchair, we usually call in advance where we're going to go, and they usually accommodate us. So like I said earlier, we went to a concert just last month, and we just called them and asked them what the price is and what the limitations of them being there in a handicapped area. So they're very accommodating. During the summertime, we went to the Aces game, and we had wheelchairs and walkers that came with us, and we called in advance. We paid for the tickets, and they really enjoyed it. They accommodated us in an area where we can see the game. So we did have some fun.
Wonderful. So if I'm not living in your community yet, or any of the communities, because I think you're all very similar in this regard, but if I'm on a wait list, because I know I'm going to be moving in the next 6 months, 12 months, am I able to still attend the activities and things that you have organized if there's space?
Definitely. We have a respite room for families who go on vacation and they can't take mom because of her limitations. So we have a respite room where they can stay for 2 weeks or even a month when the family goes on vacation. And we do encourage them. We have a little talk with them of what we do. and we encourage them to come and join us.
Wonderful. So help me if I understand this correctly. If I'm caring for my mum and she's not able to go on the trip with us, I could come to the community, mum can stay with you and be safe and looked after for the 2 weeks while my family and I go on a trip somewhere.
Yes, definitely.
Wow.
We do have a great marketing department, and so we did have one lady, her name was Nancy, and she came in for respite. And she came to exercise, sit and be fit. We do yoga, and she loved that. And I also brought her in to do some painting. She said she never painted in her life. So I said, you know, most of these residents that are here, the 10 women that I have, also said, we have never painted in our life. And I'll tell you this, their painting is amazing. They have grown. So when you're respite, your families want to go on vacation, we're there for you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sue. So, Dolores, how do you approach travel as a lifelong learning organization? Help us understand that a little bit. I know you touched on it in your introduction, but just explain it further for us.
Yes, absolutely. I want to first preface it by saying travel is fun, right? For most of you, travel is fun. So could I get a show of hands? This may be a silly question. Who all in here enjoys to travel? That's why you're here, right? Now let me follow up with another question. Who here is a little afraid to travel? Okay, so a few of you. Okay, so what makes Ollie a little bit different is we are a volunteer-driven organization. So we have a lot of committees and volunteers who help support the programming at Ollie. And one of the committees is our Travels and Tours Committee. So we have about 25 volunteers who are members of Ollie who come up with ideas and lists and hearing from our members what would be a valuable and cost-effective tour that we can offer our members that they would enjoy doing. So we have two parts. We have free tours that we offer as part of our membership, or we have paid tours where we have to pay for a bus, and if there's lunch involved, it's as a group effort. So that helps out with the logistics when it comes to travel, because we have a committee of folks within your same cohort who know what you like and options for you to choose from. So that's what makes Ollie more unique, is that you then form these relationships and connections based on budget, stamina, your own mobility, and comfort level. Within these tours and what they provide are descriptions to share with you. Oh, this might be a walking tour, 2 miles walking. This is the shoes and clothes you need to wear, for that specific tour, or what to expect during the tour. So it really helps gauge and tailor towards what you feel that you can do. And I usually challenge our members, try it, ease into it, try a walking tour. And if that works for you, great, or try something not as invasive, right? But at Ollie, you have all of that logistics side kind of mapped out for you that you can pick and choose from.
So you have people that attend part of the Ollie travel group that have different mobility challenges. So if I have a walking cane or maybe a walker, can I still participate?
Yes, absolutely. And that's all part of, and if you have questions with that, if you want more details on the tour, we have that committee. We connect you with those folks and they can provide you with more details. Outside of our tour, so we have our outdoor activities. Part of what we had during our spring orientation last year were folks sharing, well, I have a walker, I use a cane, but I still like to be active. You don't have any sort of like walking groups that accommodate that need. So our outdoor committee came together and we now have a walking group on flat land that people with canes and walkers can go at a slower pace to accommodate their need. So we love the challenge from our members when they share with us that there's a limitation here. What can you do to help me in my mobility or my comfort level? And then we take it to the committee and we figure out ways to help accommodate and tailor things to your specific needs.
And what about if I'm like a little introverted, I'm a little scared of going where there's a group of people, I don't want to travel on my own, I want to do it with others, but I'm a little scared to come along to all these strangers. What do you do to help me?
Yeah, let's be real. Who isn't anxious, right? Making new friends, building those connections, even standing or sitting here in front of a crowd and speaking. We all get anxious. I'm pretty sure, every panelist that comes up here, no matter how confident, gets a little anxious right before. So I would say most people, at Ollie, it's a very welcoming, engaging environment. If somebody is a little shy, trust me, we have extroverted people who come right up to you and just say, well, what's your name and what do you do and what do you like doing? It might be overwhelming at first, but it's a sense of community, and we try to help people feel comfortable. And what's really nice, too, is some folks have just lost a partner, a life partner, whatever it may be, and now they're by themselves. So what do you do in those circumstances? Well, we build a network around you and make you feel welcomed and understand what your needs are. And that's the whole sense of community, I feel, that we have at Ollie.
Now, you make everyone feel very welcome. Yeah. So what is the cost to be part of Ollie?
Yeah, definitely. So we have our annual cost as well as our term costs. So we are based, like the university, under fiscal years. So we start our membership July 1st and end June 30th of the following year. So that is $85. And that's all inclusive. So you can come to as many classes as you want, as many times as you want for that base fee. We also have term memberships, which is $50 per term. So for fall, it's July 1st through December 31st. And then now we're in our spring term, so that's January 1st through June 30th. And then we also offer, because we try to be inclusive, a virtual membership. So if people just want to be part of our virtual community and distant learning community, we have a virtual membership too, and that's annual at $55 and then $25 for the term.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. And what if for some people that might be a financial hardship?
Yes, and thanks so much for bringing that up. So we do have donors who support what's called our scholarship endowment. So if somebody is interested in joining Ollie but don't have the means to do so, we offer scholarships, no questions asked, because we never want to turn anyone away with regards to lifelong learning and experiences and that social connection.
Thank you. And then, so I've seen your catalog. Annette and I have spoken at Ollie, so thank you so much at different times. But you have an extensive list. Like, I could spend all day, every day at Ollie if I chose to, because there's always something on, morning, afternoon, late afternoon. So it's not just travel, there's just lots of learning, painting, archaeology, you name it, there's a session pretty much on it.
Yeah, we kind of cover the whole gamut with arts, history, health and wellness. We do like Tai Chi, chair yoga. I mentioned that we do foreign languages. We have anywhere from Spanish, French, Italian, and now German. And then we all offer them, the beginners to intermediate. And I actually have some of my instructors in this classroom too. That teach at Ollie. So we offer those. We have mini series and then our outdoor groups, and then to include special events. And I know we'll talk a little bit more about some of those special events here with certain places that you can go to that's free to the community as well as in partnership with Ollie.
Wonderful. Can I just have a show of hands for those who are part of Ollie? Hands up. So for those who aren't and who are interested in learning more, maybe just talk to someone. Everyone just seems to have someone within a couple of seats of you who's an Ollie member, so if you want to find out more. But Ollie's an education partner of the Truth Series, as is Sanford Centre for Aging. So we always have a table out here. Crystal or one of the team are always out there. There's Crystal at the back waving her arm. Thank you, Crystal. Yeah, so if not today, another day you have questions, go talk to Crystal. There's always information there. It's a great organisation. So, yeah, thank you. So let's talk about cruises. To you, Patty. Are cruises for everybody? Or let me rephrase it. Who are cruises for? Who are cruises not for? And I ask because I was very much against cruises. It's like, I don't want to be stuck on a boat for 3 days or a week or whatever it might be. The idea just did not appeal at all. I was very closed-minded. And then like 2 years ago, Annette and I ended up going on a cruise, and we had the time of our lives. And then we went on another one. So who's it for and who's it not? Because it's not for everybody. But help us understand a little bit for those of us who haven't been on a cruise.
Yes. So let's talk about cruising. Show of hands, who loves to cruise? Thank you for that. Yes, cruising is not for everyone. There's something about being contained on a ship in the middle of the ocean and you can't get off. Yeah. However, there's another part that how wonderful it is to get on a big, beautiful ship, They take care of you. They feed you. You unpack once. You could travel all over the world. You are treated like a queen or a king. You eat and drink way too much. You are entertained. That's what you want to see. For me, cruising is a very easy way to travel. Yeah, so you could do as much as you want or as little as you want. Are there crowds on the ship? Yes, there are. Are there ways to pick ships that are not 10,000 people? Yes, there is. So you might want to find, if you've never cruised before and you're kind of fearful, but you really want to do that destination, Europe is one of them. If you want to travel through Europe, take a river cruise, because they stop all the way in all these many countries, and you never have to unpack, you never have to travel. Each stop that you get to, they have tours that are right there for you, already paid for. So take a look. If you've never done cruising, take a look at it, and you're thinking about it. I have friends and family that would never get on a cruise because they don't want to be part of the crowd. But you could also be very independent as well on a cruise. I've been on ships that are 10,000 people. I never feel that many people. It's very organized. They have wayward signs throughout all the ships. You can't get lost. And they definitely make it work within the cruise line on the cruise ship, where you move as a group and you don't really feel the crowds. The only time I would ever feel kind of closed in would be in the theater, right? So the theater that's doing the Broadway show, and you're all seated in one spot. I mean, I could even feel the ocean sometimes. I forget that I'm on a cruise until I feel the bump of the ocean, or I'm outside. So for those that don't want to cruise, there's other ways to travel, of course, as well, on your own. You don't have to cruise. Some people don't even want to be near the water. Yep. So cruising is not for everyone. I do recommend, when it comes to cruising, though, for our type of travel, and again, I'm putting us in a block. Yes, we are 50 and above. I'm going to go with that. Don't get on Carnival. Don't go there. They call them, in the industry, they call them booze cruises. Yeah, and that's because they offer these cruises for $325 for 5 days, and you can eat and drink all you want. So I had one client say to me, please don't put me on a Carnival cruise. I was in an elevator with 3 drunk kids, and I never want to do that again. So just be particular of what type of cruise line you choose. Yes. And, one more thing. I see a lot of friendly faces here. Thank you for coming. It's so good to see you. Yeah, so we do travel quite a bit together. And the other thing, we had talked about community. And when I launched out to start Patty's Tours, it's always been my passion. I started as a tour bus driver in San Francisco. And so that's where I got to learn what a group was and what travel was. And seniors were my favorite. That's who I always toured with. When I started Patty's Tours about 15 years ago here in Reno, I had no idea that it would become a sense of community. I had no idea. And it just warms my heart. I'll get the phone call from a young woman, from a young woman, we're all young, and a young man going, you know what, you came recommended, I'm a recent widow, or my partner doesn't like to travel, my therapist recommended you, my friends recommended you, but I'm alone, and I feel uncomfortable. So when I get that opportunity, I know who that person is when they get on the coach. I check with them. People may want to sit on the bus by themselves. That's fine. Just look out the window. You're more than welcome to do that. But then we always have basically 3 components of a tour. It doesn't matter how long it is, but 3 components a day. One is you do something in the morning. It's interactive. It's usually entertaining. And you eat, we have a meal, and then you do something in the afternoon. So by the first stop, and you're all walking together and you're all learning and experiencing together. You get to know each other. And then you get to sit down and have lunch with a glass of wine. How great is that, right? And you get to know that person even more. And then by the end of the day, the last stop, you've become friends. And I've had quite a few groups, I'm actually very envious, that have now become their own little group outside Patty's Tours. And they meet for lunch and they go on tours. So travel is a great way to meet people. We're all there to have fun. We're all there to be entertained and enjoy the day. And I couldn't think of a better way to walk into a group of people that you don't know. Thank you.
Thank you, Patty. I'm just looking at the time. We have so much I'd love to cover. I started off with 50 questions. And I had to get that down to like 10. So we obviously can't cover everything. But we just wanted to touch on some of the main things. And I really do want to talk about local travel. So let's just briefly talk about insurance. So maybe I can start with you, Dolores. We all debate whether do we buy travel insurance or not buy travel insurance. And it's obviously a personal thing for each of us. But what are some of the ramifications of overlooking insurance that we may not think of until it bites us in the where?
Definitely. And so this is actually a new realm for me when it comes to travel insurance. Ollie just launched last fall our first international travel. So we're going to, it's called the Shades of Ireland trip. And so in doing so, I had to work with our legal department, our risk management department to truly understand what this all entails. And I know Patty will dive into this a little bit more given her background. But for me, a lot of things that I try to share, especially with working with this agency that we are working with, which is Colette, is, what do they have to offer? So if you're touring with someone or you're going to travel with an agency, always ask about what does the travel insurance look like? What is the cost? What does it cover? Certain ones can cover the medical issues that arise abroad, cancellation issues that come and arise if you maybe get sick right before. That covers that fee, as well as some folks, just as a personal story, I had a friend of mine whose mom was on a trip in France, in Paris, and she, some of the pathways are uneven. Well, she didn't see what was right in front of her. It was uneven, and she fell and kind of fractured her hip. And this was overseas, which Medicare does not cover, right? But she had travel insurance, and because of that, they put her up in the local hospital before she could travel then to the States and get situated. And then they assigned her a traveling nurse. So the nurse was with her throughout the whole time and traveled with her to make sure she was comfortable. So that's why I feel it's really important to ask those questions. Despite you feeling you're young, you're healthy, you're vibrant, nothing can happen to me, it's always good to know, to have that coverage. And what can I do to help prevent certain things, especially if I'm going abroad?
Saving a few $100, cost of traveling nurse. Exactly. Yeah. Patty, what would you like to add?
I only
What are
have
the mistakes
how many
people
minutes?
make?
How many minutes do I have?
We've got a couple of minutes, yep.
Trip and travel insurance is what we call it, TTP, that's what we call it. And it can be very confusing. It's a 26-page document when you download it. And I always want to make it as simple as possible to understand because I get a lot of phone calls. Should I insure this trip or should I not? You always treat it like car insurance. You only need insurance when you don't have it. Yeah? So that's number one. Number two, do you want to protect your money? Let's say you paid $10,000 for this trip for two people. And for you to insure, it could be, it depends upon age, the type of insurance you have, but you could insure it anywhere between, so that $10,000 could be $500 to $1,000. Well, will you be able to lay your head at night knowing that your $10,000 is protected? Or do you feel, I'm healthy, I don't think anything's gonna happen to me, I'm okay, I'm just gonna go without trip and travel insurance? Yeah. So I tend to, when we talk about, and now you had gone to Europe. So if you're going to travel in Europe, I highly recommend to get trip and travel insurance because it not only is it medically going to cover you here before the tour. So let's say you've already paid your money, full final payment is in, that $10,000 is now sitting with your tour. That trip and travel insurance covers you before you even leave. Yeah, so let's say you hurt yourself before the tour and your doctor decides that you can't go or you should not go or you don't want to go. That's covered. And while you're on tour, it will cover you there as well. Not only medical, it'll cover your baggage if it's delayed, if your flight is delayed. But in the United States, you're going to be covered medically because of your Medicare and your supplement. You're going to be okay there. But in Europe, you're not. But there's a lot to understand. Yeah, so trip and travel insurance. If you have questions, please feel free to give me a call. Anyone who books trip and travel insurance on my tours with me, I will walk you through the process. Because once you make that claim, like any insurance, it becomes a lot of red tape, and I walk people through that. So it's such a personal choice. Do I want to take out insurance? Do I want to cover my money? Or, you know what, I think I'm going to be okay. I'm not going to put the money there. There's nothing worse than getting a phone call from a person that is going on tour and saying, I can't make it. Can I get my money back? No. You didn't take out insurance. I can't help you. All that money is with the vendors. So, anyway, that's what I got.
Patty.
Yeah.
So could we share any other, maybe one mistake each when it comes to booking travel, whatever form that might be, whether it's local, regional, overseas, but just in your joint experiences, one mistake you see people make that they could avoid? Maybe I could start with you, Sue. Does anything come to mind? And if not, that's okay. But one, no? Okay. Dolores, one mistake people make when it comes to booking travel that we could avoid. Anything come to mind?
Yeah, and I think we touched on this a lot, and it's just dependent on, I guess, the budget, for you guys, the stamina, and if you are able to do certain things on that tour, right? You might think, oh, the Shades of Ireland sounds great, and so it's a 10-day trip, and maybe, those 10 days are too long for you, or whatever it may be. So I'm not sure with, true mistakes of that, but I would say just from our Ollie members and the local travel is sometimes the title looks so enticing, but then when they read the description after they've been selected to go on the tour, they're like, oh, I don't think this is for me. So maybe those things to keep, in mind. But I know Patty might have more.
So maybe if in doubt, talk to the organizer.
Correct.
Let them know your ability and your concerns.
And if they have questions, to always feel free to call the office and let us know.
Thank you. Patty?
Before I jump into that, I want to ask fellas, can I charter your bus?
Unfortunately, no.
I see that little Morningstar bus running around all over town, and it's like, I want to charter that bus. Okay, so I'm so sorry. Could you redirect me, Brent? Where are we?
Just one mistake that the audience could avoid when booking a trip, whether it's accommodation, a flight, a tour, not insurance related, but something else.
Sure. So things that you try to avoid when you're booking a tour. One is what we talked about, the activity of the tour. Most tour companies will grade their tour from 1 being basically a lot of riding on the coach, on and off, maybe to your hotel, all the way up to 5, so 1 to 5. So 5 being the highest, 5 would be minimum 3 to 5 miles a day, walking, stairs. Europe is very challenging. We have to understand. They don't have ADA policies there. There are historical towns that you're going into, uneven streets, cobblestone. You want to kind of be careful of that as well. So keep an eye on the activity level, 1 being the lowest possible, very relaxing, 5 being very active, even maybe rock climbing or hiking. Yes. So the other thing that you want to look at when you're booking a tour is who you're booking with. Please be careful. There's a lot of opportunity for people to take your money from the internet. Yes? So never put your money on Facebook. Never. If anything comes across you on Facebook, don't go there. If you're really interested, take the time, do some research, give someone a call, talk to your kids, say, I kind of saw this. The other thing to take a look at is we have what we call third-party bookings. Yeah, so that would be Expedia, Booking.com, those type of internet vendors. They can be challenging because you're working with a third party. So let's say you book something on Travelocity at your air or your hotel, and you have a question, or you, even worse, you have a problem. You're actually going to make a phone call to a call center, right? And that person that's picking up that phone really doesn't know you, doesn't know your situation. Then they're going to transfer you again, and then you'll be transferred again and again. So the way that I look at Expedia, Priceline.com, all of that, is I will see, okay, you know what? I'm going to look up, I want to travel Reno to Istanbul, right, on Expedia. And I look at what they're offering, and I go straight to that airline, straight to that car rental. Because if I need to make a change or I have questions, I can call them directly, and I get the person that really is I'm working with. Yeah. So I think that there's so much
great.
more to go, but yeah,
thank you.
down and dirty.
Who would like to hear about some local stuff? Yeah, who's ready for some local stuff? Good. So, where are we going to start? So, we're going to just give you a little bit of a feeling for things you may not be aware of. We have some great handouts when you leave that have more things than you could possibly ever do, so I'll encourage you to pick those up. But we're just going to touch on a few different ones. So maybe I could start with you, Sue. What is something here that your community has gone to that the residents have loved?
Well, usually we ask our residents where would they like to go, because they want to make that decision. And so we make it happen. The great place to go to that is local is the Wilbur D. Mays Museum.
Who's been to the Wilbur D. May Museum? Let me ask you a
Great.
different question. Who has not been to the Wilbur D. May Museum, including me? Oh. Come on, be truthful. Who hasn't been? Come on, there's more hands. Okay, a good number of us haven't been.
So every season they have a new display. The last one that we went to was the dragons, and they really, really enjoyed it and learned a lot of things about dragons. Truth or myth? We don't know. Another thing is...
I'm going to stop you. I'm going to just have you go around.
Okay.
Let's see how many we can get through. Patty. A local or touring, yeah, something here.
Yeah,
And whether there's a cost or it's free or low cost.
Sure. So you guys remember where we live. We live in the Reno, Tahoe area, right? It's a destination. It's a world-renowned destination into itself. So there's a lot of things going on right here in our backyard. I mean, look at all the events that happen here in the Reno area. I could click them off. We have the Italian Fest, Hot August Nights, the barbecue, the Art Town, all of July. So there's a lot of events going. If you don't want to be around a lot of people and you just want to go off on your own, there's a lot of local things to do here. Yes, we have our museums. We might talk about that. I know Ollie goes into that quite a bit. We have the historic town of Virginia City. We have beautiful Lake Tahoe. I mean, people come from all over the world to see Lake Tahoe. So there's a lot of things to do here. Historic Truckee. The thing about touring our area too is transportation is very expensive. When you charter, that's why I want to charter her bus. It's very expensive. So try to carpool, drive yourself, know where you're going, know what time of year it is, right? We know that weather can happen here. January through usually end of March, early April, try to stay in our valley because going up into the mountains, you might run into something. But there's always something to do here. Yeah, hiking, biking, swimming, it's all right here.
Can you I went to your website and I saw you have something coming up in February here in Carson Valley. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Sure. So we Patty's Tours offers day tours, multi-night, long distance, which would be like Boston, New York, and international. We offer it all across the board. But our day tours are truly our most popular. Yeah, so our day tours, we stay within a 200-mile radius of Reno. I don't want to drive us too far out. I don't want you stuck on a bus all day. Preferably me, I don't want to be stuck on a bus all day. So we have day tours, definitely in the winter months. I don't like to go over the mountain unless I have to, right? So we have, on the website, we have availability. It's there. It's on the flyer. We are doing, it's called Eagles and Ags. It's down on the Carson Valley.
Say that again. Eagles and...
Eagles and Ags. A-G-G-S, like agriculture.
Oh, ag.
Eagles and Ags. So quickly, I know I don't have no time. Eagles and Ags. Yep, go on the website. Come with us. Fun little day tour. I'm partnering with the Carson, with the Carson Valley Visitor Center. We are also doing Nevada State Parks tour, Southern Nevada State Parks tour. I did Northern Nevada. It was very successful. We partner with a geologist and a photographer, and off we go to learn about the geology of the state of Nevada, and now we're doing Southern. And then in May, because I'm always looking for something to do in the springtime, we do go over the mountain. We're going to do, it's called Wings and Blooms. We're headed over to the UC Davis Arboretum for the day, do lunch in Old Sacramento, and then come home. So,
Say it again. What is it that you're doing there? One more time slowly. The name of it?
the name of the tour.
Yes.
Which tour?
The one to UC Davis. What are we
No,
going to
these
see?
are wings. I think it's
wings?
wings and blooms.
As in birds, wings?
And blooms, yeah.
And
Wings,
blooms?
like we're going to go see hummingbirds. They have a hummingbird sanctuary there. And then we're going to their garden sale. They have a sale happening where you can buy plants that the Arboretum grows. So wings and blooms.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so we just meet you, hop on a bus, and off we go.
Yep, we pull out of the Baldini's casino parking lot. They got pretty good security there. We've had really good luck there. Get on the bus, sit back, relax, enjoy the ride. We're there.
Maybe we can hook up and we can drive right behind you.
Sure, you could drive
Okay.
hook to my wagon. You can. That little Morningstar bus. I'm going
Yes.
to take it over. Yeah.
So, Dolores, I want you to talk about, I saw on your program, I was looking there, that there was a trip to go out and see the wild horses at Mustang Ranch.
Yes.
Why is everyone laughing?
Sure. Who all here knows of the Mustang Ranch? Well, the last word, brothel. So it is a controversial sort of topic and tour. And we've had several of our members come up to us and just aghast as to why we would even offer that type of a tour. And I'll be honest with you, again, it is outside the box kind of thinking, and it is our membership who share with us what they want. And so we adhere to what you want, and that was one of them. So truly, it is, we talk about the historic, it's more of a guided educational tour. We offer, there's lunch in there too, so, and then talk about the history of brothels in Nevada and regulations and the whole social context behind it. So as we mentioned, and as Patty shared with her passion, it's based on educational, and then it's followed by, the tour. And in addition to that, we partnered with the Nevada Museum of Art, which is well-renowned, world-renowned, and it's right here in Reno, Nevada. So any show of hands of who are Nevada Museum of Art members? Right, quite a few of you. So we partnered with them. It took us a year long to form this partnership with them in the university. And we are now offering monthly programs with them, and it's educational talks that are open to OLLI members in addition to community members. So you come in, our next one is actually next week, Wednesday, the 21st at 2 p.m. You just need to register either on their website or our website, and it's free. You come in and you're there for the talk. It's around an hour, and then you get a free pass to then look at their exhibit and anything in the museum. So that's one free, option that we offer as well. Other tours that we've offered, and I know Crystal stepped out, who is our marketing specialist, and we have a table outside, which I provided a handout to give you guys some ideas of the tours we've been on with low to limited costs, in addition to the paid tours. But other ones that we've partnered with, we've gone to the Highmark Distillery for tour and tasting, which a lot of our members love. And we are also having a speaker come in who distills bourbon, and we might have a tasting there, and followed by that tour. So, and then we also have done the Lovelock Cave and Great Basin archaeology trips. And most of our trips, if there's a cost, the bus is part of that, but we also do the carpooling option. So you have that sense of community. If you're comfortable, you can carpool with other folks who are already headed to that tour. And we also might have our tour join Patty in her tour to Davis as well. So it might be a trio, sort of a tour here.
So I'm just curious, who has never been to the Nevada Museum of Art? Who has not been? Yeah, a good number of people. So if we join Ollie, then it's free to attend versus having to pay to go.
You don't even have to join Ollie for those classes. It is part of our community outreach. So you can just come to those classes for free as a community member and then see the exhibit.
Oh, wonderful. Fantastic. So I was so impressed with all of the travel things that you have. And Annette and I have presented at Ollie, I don't know how many times over the past years. And yes, how old do you have to be? Over 50?
Actually, it's open to any age,
Oh,
but
okay.
our classes are tailored to those 50 and older.
50 and older, and I'm 50 and older. So yeah, I signed Annette and I up. We're now members. So if you call us for real estate needs or move management and the phone just keeps on ringing, you know we're probably off having fun somewhere. No, I'm just kidding. We have a team, we're there. But yeah, I was just so impressed with all of the activities. It's amazing. Sue, you mentioned to me about going out to Pyramid Lake. I'm thinking, how can people from a senior living community that have some mobility issues go out? Why would they go out to Pyramid Lake? But tell us more.
Well, right now we have 2 big buses that carry 12 people each, and also we have a van, smaller van. But people with mobility issues, we do have lifts on our buses. So don't be afraid. It's going to be fun.
And who has not been out to Pyramid Lake? Yeah, a lot of people, yeah.
Also,
What do we see at Pyramid Lake? It's a big
there
lake?
is a museum over there, and it's called the Pyramid Lake Museum and Visitor Center. It is free, but if you'd like to give them a donation, they will take it. So it is a museum of the Paiute tribe, and there'll be seminars that they talk about the history. You'll see a lot of historical things that they show. But that's one of the things that we do. But they also, again, we bring our little barbecue grill, and we bring hot dogs and hamburgers, and we'll sit by the lake and enjoy ourselves, enjoy the sun. We don't go in the wintertime, but in the summertime is really great.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sue. I was just trying to see what the next slide had on it. So if you're after more information about Ollie, I would talk to someone here, talk to Dolores, talk to Crystal outside. Patty, you have your information out on the speaker table. And I wanted to mention 2 other organisations for people who are wanting organised activities and socialisation. The Reno Ski and Recreation Club, I had mentioned it last month because Annette and I joined due to some of our attendees telling us about it. And what do you think when you hear Ski and Recreation Club? What would you be doing? Skiing. That's what I thought. Well, this club started about 40, 50 years ago in the 1970s. So how old, if you were 30 or 40 skiing in the 70s, how old would you be now? Some people in the club are 70, 80 and have been in it for the last 40, 50 years, and they're still members and they're not skiing. And I think they changed the name to Ski and Recreation because they do all of these other fun activities, all of these day trips, camping, walking, pickleball, games nights, all sorts of things. And Annette and I have gone and attended several things over the last month and have had a blast. So then we had some other attendees who told us about another club, the next one on the list, the Newcomers and Neighbors Club of Northern Nevada. Is anyone a member? Yeah, I see some hands. They have a whole list of activities as well. Day trips, games, social events and so forth. So given we had attendees, highly recommend that. Where's Annette? We went and joined that also. So you should see our schedule at the moment. I don't know how we're going to fit real estate and work in because we have all of these activities. But if you're looking for things to do, I think the Newcomers and Neighbours was like $35 for the year. The Ski and Recreation, probably about the same, $40. So very inexpensive. And then all of these activities they plan, and you just turn up to what you want. Kind of like Ollie, join, and then you get to go and do all of these fun things. So yeah, I'd highly recommend. We've met some fantastic people, including our attendees who introduced us. Yeah, lots of great people, lots of great activities. So we thought we would mention that as well. So if you have a question for our panelists, please raise your hand and our mic runners will get to you. So down here, Jill. Please, could you keep it just to questions related to today's topic of our panelists. I know we've got about 10 minutes left, so I want to get through as many questions as possible. So save any comments or feedback, just specific questions. And if I could ask my panelists to keep our answers short so we can get through as many questions as possible, that'd be appreciated. Howard.
Patty, what are your three...
Hold that closer, Howard.
Patty, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. What are your three favorite cruise lines for seniors in ranked order?
Question is, what is my favorite cruise line geared towards senior citizens? I enjoy working with Princess, Holland America, and if you want to do European cruising, Viking cruises. That's what I recommend.
So one more time, Princess, Holland, Viking. Princess, Holland, Viking. Did someone write those down for me, please? Where does Royal Caribbean come into
Okay, question is, what about Royal Caribbean Cruise Line? Yes, Royal Caribbean Cruise Line is more family-orientated because of all the activities they have on board. Perfect if you want to bring your grandkids. Perfect if you just want to be a kid at heart. Royal Caribbean does well, yes.
Great, thank you. Over on this side, yeah.
I have a question about the insurance for your trip. If you've already paid, I found that they will not insure you.
Question is about trip and travel insurance. So you've already paid for your tour, and can I still be insured? Yes, you can. So some tour companies require insurance at time of deposit. If that is your case, there's other ways to insure you, not just with that tour company. Give me a call. I'll be outside.
Yeah, Patty's going to hang around. All of our panelists will be here after 11:30, so if you have specific questions, yeah, feel free to come up and take advantage of them and ask them questions. Over this side. Oh.
What about train travel? No one mentioned the pros and cons of that.
We're talking about train travel. Train travel, we were just talking about that. No, you and I were talking about that. Throw a train on a tour and everybody goes. Everybody loves train travel. There's so many options. There's Amtrak, very challenging to work with. Please give me a call. They're almost archaic, but they travel over Amtrak. We also have the Rocky Mountaineer, they've begun to expand their way out. Train travel is a way to go there. Of course, Europe, I am not an expert on trains in Europe, but they have high-speed rail. Japan has high-speed rail. There's a lot of opportunity. If you would prefer to travel by train, I love trains.
Yes, over this side. Oh, no, I didn't. I'm sorry. Nope, over this side. No more questions? Over here, Jill. One over here. If you can just put your hands up if you've got questions, just so our mic runners can see where to go next. That'd be great.
As far as, Patty, this is for you. As far as cruises go, for people who haven't been on a cruise before, my first cruise was a 4-day cruise, and it was a really good way to get an idea of what it is that you like or didn't. Would you recommend those? I mean, they're not as expansive, but and if you do think that's a good option, which ones do you like?
That's a great question. Yeah, if I've never been on a cruise, do I start with a 3 or 4 day cruise, or do I book the 30-day cruise?
Thank you. Thank you, you guys. I threw away my hearing aids. And there's an echo, so bear with me here. I threw them away by accident. Sorry. Cruising. Yeah, if you want to be introduced to cruising, a great way to do it is just sail. You could sail out of San Francisco. They have little coastal cruises. You can sail out of LA. A lot of 3-4 day cruises. Again, try to stay away from Carnival if you can.
Stay away from where?
Is try to stay out of Carnival cruise lines.
Oh, out of Carnival.
They are the most inexpensive. Be careful. You're going to have a party on board, or you may want to party. Who knows?
So I might get an inexpensive.
Check it out. I would. And it's pretty inexpensive. You can do, they have inside, outside, and balcony cabinets. Those are the three. Inside, outside, balcony. Inside would be your most inexpensive. You can do a little 4-day trip for under $500 per person, 2 to the cabin.
But I think, Patty, I think part of her question was, if people are cruising, would you start, and they're just getting their feet wet, would you suggest a 4-day, like start off small and then go big? Or what would you suggest for folks who are interested in cruising?
Thank you. Appreciate that. The question is, to jump in, should I do a little 4-day or a longer cruise? You know what? Here's what my recommendation. If you're going to cruise, go for 7 days. 7 days, because then you're going to get the full quality of your money. Why just do 4 days? Let's go for 7 days. It's only 7 days out of your life. Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, okay. And they just gave me a note just to let you know that the recording of this will be available on our website, which is on your handout, www.retiredlivingtruthseries.com. The handouts that you have, the handouts you're going to pick up as you leave the room will be online. The handouts aren't available yet. We're going to hold off until 11:30 so everyone's not rushing out. So if you think you can rush out now and get a handout, you're mistaken. When we're finished, we'll have the handouts available. Do we have another question over here, Ricky? You've got several people.
Yeah, my question is for Patty. What are your thoughts on EF go-ahead tours? Do you know much about them?
Yeah, the question is, what are my thoughts about go-ahead tours? Yeah, they're a very reputable company. They're fairly inexpensive. Be careful, but to keep the cost low, they don't offer as much. Yeah, so when you're looking at a tour from Go-Ahead Tours, I recommend them. You certainly go to them, but keep an eye on your itinerary and what truly is included in the cost. And they run large groups. So you're going to pay $1,000 for a bus, whether you have one person on board or 50 people on board. They're going to try to pack that bus or that tour to the max. Yeah.
Thank you. Great question. We'll jump to this side. Jill, do you have someone here?
Right here. I apologize if I missed it, but I didn't hear anything about camping tours, and particularly like Great Basin National Park with the dark sky and all that. That would be an interesting tour.
I understand camping. Am I hearing camping tours? Yes, as far as traveling throughout the state of Nevada and camping tours. Yep, I'm not familiar with them. I know that KOA runs a program. There's other companies out there that they'll have a caravan that'll go from point to point. I'm not quite sure who they are. But if you're going to camp in the state of California, you need to book 6 months out. Do not wait. Campsites sell out within moments. So I hope that answers your question.
Something I can add as a great option, because we just signed up for or joined the Reno Ski and Recreation Club. They just put out a camping trip for, help me out, Annette, it's in June. It's at Eagle Lake, just north of Susanville. It's 3 or 4 nights, and it's $30. And they do a big dinner the first night. Yeah. And then they organize, everyone contributes the following nights to do a group thing. So, I'd just encourage you, check out, it's in the handout, the Reno Ski and Recreation Club. Thank you, Mike and Gail, wherever you are, for having us join. Ricky?
Hi, good morning. My name is Brenda. My question for you is, do any of you participate in tours for local activities such as group snowshoeing or snowmobile tours or just boating on the lake? Some things along those lines.
Yes, I think for both of us. So at Ollie, so as I mentioned, we have an outdoor activity committee. And so we do offer snowshoeing, and that is part of the membership, and you'll see it on our catalog too. So we have folks who actually go out to wherever the terrain is or wherever they decide to go snowshoeing, and they map it out. I am not an outdoors person. And so all of the levels and the altitudes and whatever, they map that all out. And it's all on their site. So we have a group of folks who do map that out. They've done also other excursions to, and I mean, gosh, I forget what the lake was called. And so they did kayaking there, and they booked it and figured it out with the members who were interested at a cost. And then also where they stayed there for a couple of days as well. So we do have those sorts of activities that is offered through Ollie. That kind of map with what you are sharing and asking about, but I don't know what Patty's tours might offer.
Yeah, if you're looking to go on a snowmobiling trip, call Zephyr Cove. They rent out snowmobiles with guides. If you're looking to do cross-country skiing or snowshoeing, there's actually a snowshoe park right outside of Truckee that has trails there as well.
And I'd just add to that, not to sound like a broken record, I should get referral fees, but Reno Ski and Recreation Club actually have a snowshoeing group because we just signed up for it. So that's another place if you're specifically looking for snowshoeing. Which side of the room, whose turn is it? Who just went? Decide. Thank you.
How about tours of Nevada ghost towns? Anybody provide those?
Would you believe? No, I'm just kidding. Ghost towns?
No, is it ghost towns or gold town? Ghost towns. Like spirits? Yes. I used to do ghost tours until I got really scared. And I said, no more. I thought so.
Oh,
yes. Thank you very much. You know what? I do. Of course, we go up to Virginia City. We go wherever our motor coach can go. A lot of the gold towns that you're talking about, I can't get my bus in there, right? So we have Bodie, which is fairly close. That's a great spot to go. We have Rhyolite, which is right outside of Death Valley, another great place to go for old gold. Now, right here is Virginia City. You can go into a mine right there. The Collar Mine is available. And there's a lot of boom towns that are no longer available. There's actually a book out there. Unfortunately, I don't know. Research it. There's a book out there where you could take your four-wheel drive and a lot of water, and you can head up that way.
And then also at Ollie, we do offer a lot of those types of historic tours. We actually did one downtown, Midtown, Reno, and they shared about the history within like the courthouse and so on and so forth. So we do offer like historic Reno and Midtown walking tours. I know Patty just mentioned the Virginia City history excursions that we offer. We even do Donner Memorial State Park, and they also talk about the history around that too. So
wonderful. How many questions we got left? Two back here. Just before we jump to those, we've got 3 minutes left. I just want to remind people, we talked about a lot of activities. When you leave, you'll see education partners that have an orange kind of tray on their tables, and they are the Better Business Bureau, Janelle Moves Made Easy, Janelle Realty Group, Morningstar, and Ollie. So look for the tables that have that orange flyer stand, and they have the handouts with all of the things we've spoken about and way more. You're going to be busy for months going and doing all these things. So when we finish at 11:20 in 2 minutes, we'll make sure those are out. But let's get to our last two questions.
Go ahead. Yes, my question is about insurance. If you have not booked a tour through some travel agent or tour service, but you booked your own, how can you get things like medical coverage, like when you're in Spain, let's say, or Europe?
Okay, the real short answer on trip and travel insurance medical while you're in Europe. Have you already purchased this package or this trip and travel insurance yet? Or you're looking to do it? So when you purchase trip and travel insurance, take a look at page 2, because it'll be, I'm sorry.
I guess you're wondering where you can purchase this, if you've booked a tour that on your own, and how can you then go about to insure yourself?
Thank you. You have young ears. Thank you for that. Where to purchase? Go online and you can take a look at Travel Guard. Travel Alliance, AAA, AARP. Those are the 5 that I give you right off the bat.
Thank you, Patty. We'll put those up on the website too. That's handy for travel resources. Can I remind everyone, before you do leave, to complete those yellow evaluation forms? We'd really appreciate that. And then our last question.
Another insurance question. So if you're traveling in this country, you really don't need health insurance. Do they sell insurance without health insurance? Travel insurance without health insurance, sorry.
Yeah, so the question is, so if you're just traveling domestically, you don't need to really purchase medical insurance, like travel insurance. So what other insurance policies are out there that can cover you?
Okay, thank you. I don't know what I'd do without you. Okay, there's the answer to the question. There's the question. So if you're traveling domestic, which is what we're calling it, you do not need, you have your Medicare, I mentioned it earlier. You have your Medicare and your supplemental plan that would help you. Where that trip insurance would benefit you is if something were to happen to you before you went on that trip and your doctor stated, I cannot travel, then that trip is insured. If you're going international, I suggest that you get your medical trip and travel insurance.
Yeah, and I think what we discussed too before, it will cover your cancellation. So if you did book a $10,000 tour here domestically, that will help insure you should you decide to cancel or you missed a flight or whatever that might be. There are policies then that can cover you for that cost outside of medical. So there's a box you can check oh, I have medical coverage. I want these other parts covered should something happen. Does that answer your question?
Thank you, Dolores.
I guess that's the insurance I'm looking for, but I don't know where to look for that.
Can I have you come up and talk to
medical.
Patty at the end? Patty's going to stay, as will Dolores and Sue, and I'm sure you can provide more detail then. Perfect. Who learned something today? Who's excited to go and do something new? Yes, you guys have all got this. Go out, have fun, live life, have fun. You've totally got this. Big round of applause for our panelists. And again, they're going to stay here for the next 15, 20 minutes. So if you've got one-on-one questions, please come up and ask them. Please turn in your yellow evaluation form as you go out. And thank you so much for all being here today. Have an amazing rest of the day.